Hey YouTube, Chase Variant, coming back at you like a celestial orbit, and let's get into it because I got a bunch of books. This is Savage Things #1 from Vertigo Comics. This did not come out this week, but I saw this on a bunch of guys' hauls. You guys hit me to it, and I thought I'd pick it up. So thank you, YouTube community, for pointing this book out. Savage Things #1 from Vertigo Comics. Okay, this is the DC Rebirth line, Wonder Woman #18. And just another great cover from the line. They have been knocking it out the park, like I've been saying. The DC Universe Rebirth A covers for Wonder Woman, Batman, Detective Comics, just spectacular pieces of art. And this is no exception. Really nice, love it. Okay. And this is the Kingpin Venomized #2. This is Marvel Comics Kingpin #2. This is the Venomized variant cover. And I'm sure you guys all know about this. I'm sure you guys all probably have this and a bunch of other Venomized covers, as Marvel's venomizing a bunch of characters this month. And I got the Planet of the Apes Green Lantern DC Comics Boom Studios Virgin variant. And I think this is the B variant. And I think that's an Adams cover. Okay. Also picked up DC Rebirth Deathstroke #14. This is part 2 of the Twilight series, a Twilight story rather. This is another Chichetta cover, and it's just gorgeous. Just a beautiful, beautiful cover. And I imagine, you know, I can practically hear the whimpering of that dog as he sits and relates to Deathstroke lying in fetal position, possibly bleeding to death. Another book I picked up was DC Comics He-Man Thundercats #5. I did pick up #1, have a couple variants of that. This book just spoke to me. I walked by this book in the LCS and it said, "Chase, buy me!" And I did, and I brought it home and I made it mine. And it made me dinner. No, imagine. Anyway, DC Comics He-Man Thundercats #5. Beautiful book. If you're a baby of the 80s like I am, man, you just had to pick this up. Skeletor, Mumra, Castle Grayskull, the smoke, the badassery of it all cannot be described. And I picked up Planet of the Apes Green Lantern C cover variant. This is the pop-out action figure variant. This is the Dr. Zaius Sinestro Corps, and I don't get it. I don't know why he's a Sinestro. Have not read the book yet, but if you guys are familiar with the old school lore, you know that Dr. Zaius is the keeper of the secrets. He's the guy who's a very big member of society, very important member, almost like a religious figure. And the big secret is that apes were not always in control, that men once ruled the world. And Dr. Zaius is one of the only people who know that. This is the pop-out action figure variant from Planet of the Apes, Green Lantern, Boom Studios, DC Comics. Really like it. Okay. Picked up Skydoll. If any of you guys are familiar, Skydoll is an Italian publication. This book actually came out 3 years ago in Italy. They got it released by Titan Comics. This is obviously the English version, and there will be only 2 books in this story. And this cover just spoke to me. It is weird as hell, and I'm not even going to try to explain Skydoll to you guys. It takes concepts of love and breaks them down into social statuses. And there's androids. It's very strange. It's kind of interesting. It has been interesting. Not all the stories are interesting. I haven't read this. This is the 4th set of books, and this is Sundra. Okay. This is the Skydoll Sundra D cover variant, and this book just spoke to me. It looks like some kind of 1970s disco space chick, crazy. So I bought it. And I picked up Nancy Drew Hardy Boys #1 from Dynamite Comics. I've never been a big Nancy Drew Hardy Boys fan. Growing up, I was more of an Encyclopedia Brown, Nate the Great kind of dude. But this book just looked freaking awesome in a weird X-Files, Twin Peaks way. You see Nancy with her ghostly hollowed out eyes that are actually the lights of an interrogation room. And you see the Hardy Boys sitting at the table in the interrogation room. I think it's a very, very clever piece of art. And it's a beautiful cover, so I picked it up. That's Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, The Big Lie, #1 from Dynamite Comics. I also picked up Pussycats #1, described as Sex, Drugs, and the Impossible from E Comics. This is the B cover variant, And I haven't read it, but I did take a look inside, and it seems like it's just a little too overtly sexual for me. I'm not really into it. I have no problem with sexiness and all of that, but art is subjective, and there's a difference between art and pornography, and to me, that's when the subject becomes the object. When you start objectifying your subject, you now have pornography, and I think that Pussycats does cross that line. I picked it up though because Pussycats #1, Sex, Drugs, and the Impossible from eComics A cover reminded me of Abel Ferrer's Miss 45, and I'm sure that wasn't an accident. And this cover is just awesome. It's nerdtastic, and if you are a Grindhouse fan, a B-movie fan, an Abel Ferrell fan, then you know what I'm talking about. And that's Pussycats #1, and that is the A cover. I also picked up Redline from Oni Press. This is the B cover variant, and that is an issue #1 of Redline from Oni Press. Okay. And I bought Running with the Devil, Kingpin #2, Marvel's Kingpin #2, Running with the Devil. Been loving all of the Running with the Devil covers for the past month and a half. And this is no exception. It takes your beastly monster of a man, Kingpin, and just the peaceful look on his face with that balloon and the child is just as disturbing as the lifeless, probably lifeless body that his Hulk of a form hides from that child. It's a gorgeous cover. It is Kingpin #2 from Marvel Comics. It is the Running with the Devil A cover. Okay. I also picked up Infinite 7. Infinite 7 is wicked as hell, and I wish that I would have picked up all of the variants of #1 last month because I cannot find them anymore. This is, I believe, a B variant for Infinite 7 with Mesa 5 on the cover. Infinite 7 is about a bunch of hitmen who have a limited number. There are 7 in the group, and the only way you can be in the group is if you kill one of the hitmen, and by accident, a kid from New Jersey kills one of the hitmen and joins this elite assassin group. And that's all I can say without giving anything else away. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great read. It's one of the better reads that I've had this year in a comic read. And I loved it so much, I tried to get as many of the covers I could. This is the A cover variant, and that is Infinite 7 from Action Lab Comics. And again, it does have a mature reader warning on it. It is a little bloody. It does have overt sexuality at times and a little bit of sexiness, but nothing outlandish, and just really, really fun, good story. I also picked up Michael Turner's Fathom #2. That's from Aspen Press. This is the 1 in 15 variant, and it is an immaculate book. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pictured cover on this book. Saw that, called me, picked it up. And I bought the Infinite 7 #2, Mesa #5, 1 in 15 variant. And this is super badassery incarnate, man. And I can't tell you enough. If you guys love cool comics, if you guys like neat stories, then Infinite 7 is a reader. And I picked up Kingpin #2, and this is the 1 in 25 variant. And I love it. This is just magnificent. And what it really shows you is how New York has changed over the last 15 years or so, almost 20 years. And the skyline, the once iconic skyline, has been changed so drastically because of historical events here that you now have a totally different skyline. And it seems kind of alien, even for me, a New Yorker, looking at it. But it's beautiful, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, hey, I know those buildings. They just did such an immaculate job. And Kingpin, just the king of New York, lording it all over it all. Just a beautiful cover. That's the Kingpin #2, Marvel Comics. Okay, and I also picked up Marvel Comics Silver Surfer #9, and this is the 1 in 25 variant. And I have not been reading a lot of the Silver Surfer line, but I'm an old school Silver Surfer fan. I have all of the Ron Lim line books with, I think it was Starlin he was writing with, and just a lot of great memories with the Silver Surfer. He's one of my favorite superheroes, and when I saw this book, it just spoke to me. I love the way it's painted. I love the way the Surfer looks on this. It is an immaculate book, and it is a 1 in 25 cover variant. And it is Silver Surfer #9 from Marvel Comics. And that's my haul, guys. and I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the books. If you did, please click like. And you can please leave a message in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please click subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I'm Chase Variant, and I'm out.